Hi guys, what's going on? And welcome back to another episode of Conqueror's Blade. So today I kind of wanted to take a quick look at the Chivalric units, the 5 new units that were introduced into the game in the Knights Squires patch that was just released on Tuesday. So let's head over to the unit tech trees. First thing to note is they've actually been put in their own unit style. So they're not classed as melee ranged or cavalry, but they're put in the Chivalric unit tech tree. Just kind of something a little bit different. And yes, they've added 5 units, these domain spearmen, spear sergeants, squires, men-at-arms, and these monastic knights. Now, interestingly, they are classed as Ostarian units, which is fair enough, it's kind of to be expected. I think this is like an equivalent to the Mayang sword line, you know, with the iron-capped swordsman and stuff. This is the Ostarian equivalent. But I'm just going to be paying the bronze and playing down it anyway, because these guys, some of them just look so cool. So I've only got the domain spearmen. I just don't have enough honour yet, but I shall be pushing on to the spear sergeants, I think. But it's kind of interesting, I think, in how this line has been implemented in a way that it's very different to any of the others. If we look at any of the other infantry lines, for example, the pike line is pike militia, prefecture pikemen, imperial pike guards. They all follow the same sort of pattern: spear militia, iron cap spears, imperial spears. So they're all spear units. The swords line, sword militia, iron caps, prefectures, palace. You know, they're all sword units. But then we go here, we've got 2 spears, 2 swords, and a cavalry, all interlinked into one line, which is quite different to anything we've had before. So no other lines like that. So the spear guards, so far I've been quite impressed with these guys. I quite like the look of them. I like the fact they get these kite shields. I think they look really quite nice weapons. Unit-wise, they start off pretty well. They get 2 formations. The turtle seems to be my favourite one. You can see it there, actually, how they sort of form this like block, cover themselves with the shields, and because they've got much longer spears, they actually have the potential to do some damage in a way that the Mayang spear militia don't really. These guys are actually useful in that regard. Obviously, their actual damage they do is pretty low, but they're like a shield bracing unit. They're sort of a cross between pikemen and shield militia, I'd say. So yeah, really seems to work quite nicely. They start with a good amount of base health, which obviously gets upgraded. You go down the various other parts. And then there's you've got 2 basically line choices of which you want to go down. I think I'm going to be going down the top one. Partly because, wow, that actually adds 5 soldiers to the unit. Which is significant. It's going to be a 40-man unit. Not a bad start for a size of a unit. But mostly because it increases their blocking, basically. And increases the rate of block recharge. So it's all kind of that hold the line type abilities, which is what these guys are all about. While more damage and stuff would be nice, the damage is so low that I don't think increasing the damage is really significant in these units. And it's the same story with these spear sergeants. Good amounts of health. Look at them, they're starting off with 6-8, and that gets only increased going further down the line. But again, piercing damage, very low. But that's not really what they're about. They do, one thing I have noticed playing them so far is they do seem to have the ability to stop cavalry in a way that the spear militia don't. The Mayang spear militia, you put them in a line, wait for the cavalry, and the cavalry just flatten them. These guys, because they've sort of got that sort of more longer polearms, they seem to have that more brace type element. They seem to hold off against cavalry far more significantly and a lot better than the spear militia. So for me, probably a bit early to really say, but I think these 2 are going to turn out to be better units than the Mayang, iron caps and imperial guards. So we'll kind of have to see if that turns out to be the case. I've not played the squires myself, but from the looks of them, I'm not entirely sure it's really going to be an amazing unit. At 3.5 stars, we're quite high on this unit. This is like compared to a prefecture guard. The damage isn't great. That's actually on piercing, and they're probably going to be slashing mostly. Let's have a look at what their weapons look like. Yeah, probably going to be slashing bulk. And 1020 is not really great. And then we go to the defensives. Again, nothing really amazing. We do obviously get quite a few good upgrades, particularly quite a few block upgrades and stuff. So it's kind of interesting. They do get a shield rush. But again, they're lacking in things like the prefecture guards get prefecture drill, which is a great ability. Really increases the, the unit's attack. That's worth having. I don't think they're anything really special. They're only a 28-man unit. We go down to the men-at-arms. We start to get much better on the armour by this point, which is nice to see. And we get some improvements in the damages. Although the slashing damage, again, pretty poor. The health. I think they're going to be perfectly decent short sword units, but I don't think they're going to be anything special. I think these 2 spear units, on the other hand, could be something good. And then finally, of course, we get onto the monastic knights. Don't know a lot about these. These are so far off from me being able to research these, other than looking seriously badass. I don't really know if these guys are going to be any good. They do start off with a charge, though, which is nice. And they do have a long lance, so they're going to be super effective in the charge. I've actually never seen the very heavy armor tag. How heavy is their armor? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's very heavy armor. Okay, that was higher than I was expecting it to be. Okay, I suspect they're going to be pretty good, but we are a way off being able to research them. So let's just hop over to my barracks, because I just want to show you one thing before we get started, which makes these Domain Spearmen the single greatest unit in the game. It's nothing to do with their abilities, purely their looks, because now you can use on them, if I can find them, my Templar unit skin. Isn't that just amazing? I just think that looks absolutely phenomenal. And then when you see them in game and they're all got their shields out and the spears down in their formation, these guys just look awesome. This skin is so badass and fits this unit so perfectly with the kite shield and the spear, makes them just look like sort of Templar men at arms. So yeah, that was kind of cool. But anyway, so their weapons really suit the weapon skin. Anyway, let's hop into a battle and we shall see how we get on with the Domain Spearmen. So, we have loaded into a field battle with our Domain Pikemen, or Spearmen, whatever you want to call them. Let's stick them into turtle formation, but keep them following us. Yeah, as I say, you can see they just look awesome as a unit. I just think they look so cool. I just think the weapon, the kite shield, suits them just perfectly with that skin. So anyway, so let's keep moving them up. For the record, I'm not trying to sell you that skin. You can't even buy that skin. So it's just, I just like it. It's just one of the pre-order ones. Is anyone coming towards B to help? Yeah, we've got a few units moving up. Let's think about pressuring B and using our unit to try and hold it. Ah, he's got away from me. Get them to form up. Oh, archers, 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 archers. Turned into it, my ability. Let me get the kills. Oh, so satisfying. I think he's possibly got away. Okay, a very large group of serfs and woodcutters, very compactly stood together. Didn't really suit them very well. Oh well, gave us some nice early kills. Ooh. Didn't quite get the hero kill. Got the assist though. Okay, so we're holding point A and B. They've got C. Well, we won't try and push on C particularly yet, I don't think. Change the direction of the wall. Intercept this charge. So far, we're not really making much use of our domain spears, other than sort of as a holding unit. I think I might go them back into line formation. Got some guns here providing support as well. So really, I'm just trying to hold the line with them. And you can see they hold their spears out front a lot more. That's why they get that sort of better damage off and that better charge break. Got a few people coming down over here from the right. Doesn't look to be a lot in the way of threats over there, although there's quite a bit around the enemy supply point. Just trying to hold the 2 points, I think, for now. What's that up there? Doesn't look like archers, looks like something. Human. I'll also go for a quick heal while we're sort of stood here. Oh, we're being shot at by someone. Two cheeky arrows. Seems like I am now the only person here on point B. Feeling is let's back up a little bit here. I want to stay on the point, but I don't want to get outflanked too easily. Bit of a fine balance. Oh, I've got all these enemy javelineers now. This is not so good. Okay, I think we're going to have to go on the offensive here because we're just going to get taken out. Oh, health low, health low. Okay, a bit of extra support coming in now so we can try and reform our line. I don't want to go for the cheeky kill. And 20 seconds on the cooldown. That's not so good. The odds of me getting hit by a stray arrow are pretty high. We lost quite a few units there, but we did take an awful lot of javelin volleys. We blocked quite a lot with our shields. That's what these guys are good at. We sort of held till support turned up so they couldn't get the capture. I'm actually getting the captain on point C by the looks of it. I'm just going to pull back to a little bit of some safety of a tent and try and go for a heal. Quite a lot of stuff turning up now. I think we're going to have a hard time holding here. But we're still trying to prevent that wall, trying to stop people from coming through. And we shall hold until the bitter end, I think. They're going to get the capture here on the point. Oh no, we're getting very well outflanked. Okay, I'll set them on to attack, but they just got annihilated. Ultimately, we got overwhelmed, but hopefully that kind of shows a little bit how they work. Very, very similar to the Spear Militia, to be honest. Let's take out the Spear Militia now as a bit of a comparison unit. See, very similar to... These guys have bigger shields, so they do have the slightly better block, but they have the worst damage in my opinion because they just don't have the reach to really do anything. Whereas you do get the spears, the longer spears, sort of pikey type spears with those domain spearmen. I think that tends to work better. These guys are super slow, and they don't look half as cool. So, we've lost point B and A. Where are we going to want to push on? You'd think we'd have better chance on A. This way, particularly with a good number of heroes here turning up. I'm just going to go straight through into the archers. Try and kill these guys if I can. Ooh, without trying to lose my horse. Going to set them to attack, to be honest. Because we've got the advantage here. Okay, and we're starting to overwhelm them, so let's form up a line. Who catches the point? Nice. That guy's being driven back. So you can see these guys do have a much more tighter wall. Oh, but if you get attacked from behind, it's the same problem as the domain spears. They take extra damage when hit from behind. They're just not really designed for that. But when they're frontally, that's when all their strength is. We have some other units over on point A, so I think I'm happy to put B. A bit risky here because I'm kind of exposing myself. But as you see, round the back, these are the same domain pikemen. Oops, I ran in front of them, which I didn't quite mean to do. But once you get behind them, that's when they die super, super fast, because they're just not designed to resist that sort of damage. And they, as I say, they even take extra damage. If you read their description, it says they take extra damage when attacked from behind. So we've got some muskets here, so let's quickly try and set ourselves up so we get that block in while we get the capture, protect us from some of the enemy shots, and then we can perhaps try and push on ourselves, see if we can get in these muskets without getting too slaughtered. Might not pan out. Muskets can be pretty dangerous to fight as a hero. Ooh. That's one. Ding. And they're dead. Okay. So while holding the point, we've got our guys there on the central cap. We've got some enemies over there, but they're not really pushing too hard. Not in any great number. Largely retreating. So we seem to be holding the 2 points. Seem to have a pretty good team here. Nice with these muskets here as well to help. That poor guy doesn't really stand that much of a chance when he's being shot at like that. Oh, we've got some enemy spear militia here. Let's form up. Face them off. Ow. Got the life leech on them for the start. Order is getting a bit close on health. There we go, got the kill. It's all about waiting for that life leech to go off on those Nadachis. Let's send in our spear militia. Might as well. I feel like we're winning this battle easily, so we might as well get them stuck into the fight, see what damage they can do. You can see they're only hit for like 300s. Ooh, face the muskets, face the guns, boy. Got away from me. New line coming in. Let's form the line again. And that's where these shield units really do come in. It's in this quick line forming. Protect the muskets for as long as we can. Yeah, we're taking casualties, but it's all about just trying to hold them off while our guns can keep shooting. Trying to give us as much time as possible. And it gives time for the rest of our team to deploy as well. There we go. Our line's pretty much broken, but it's given us time. Ooh, got some muskets in there somewhere. Oh god, I'm cavalry now. Okay, now we might be in trouble. Now I suspect time won't help us, and it didn't. We got a little bit overwhelmed there in the middle. But still, you know, we're holding all 5 points. They might... Will they capture that before they run out of points? Probably just. But now they're still losing points at 2 to a second. It's soon going to be game over. On with the serfs, because I'm trying to level these guys up. And 3, 2, 1. So... The 2 shielded units. Personally, I really like those domain spears. That probably wasn't the best battle I've ever had with them. But personally, I think they're well worth going down. if you're not in Ostaria like I'm in Mayang, obviously you will pay for the unit kits with bronze only because you cannot construct them. That's kind of the one consequence, which is why I tend to stick to the Mayang units mostly, because as you get into the higher tiers, unit kits get more and more expensive. But I think in this case it's okay to have a few like that, and these spearmen, that's probably one of them that I'm going to go with. So anyway, hopefully you've kind of enjoyed this little overview of the domain spearmen, and we had a little bit of a look at the spear militia as well, didn't we? So yeah, hopefully enjoyable. If it was, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel for lots more Conqueror's Blade content, and I'll see you all on the next video.